Hey guys, Kevpert here. Today we're going to do some rank 2s. I've had some comments asking about 2s and how I apply my defensive angles, what my playstyle looks like. So this is going to be an emphasis today. I've also grinded my rank up quite a bit, so we're pretty close to SSL. Like I've hit it. I've gotten 8 wins in it, but went on a losing streak, so we're at 18-28 right now. So we're about 50 MR away. So we're just making up ground today, but probably next time we'll see SSL gameplay. Okay, so very high level lobby. Everyone's in the 1900s. Even Shox is close to 2000. So it should be a really good game. Now, first action of the game, I'm going to take it for an air dribble. Notice that Austin's already on the ceiling, where he's going up the wall very aggressively. So I just take it down. I'm going to try to draw him out, take a 50. Hammy does a flip. And as soon as I see he's committed to that flip, I just jump onto the wall, dunk it, and then I get the dish into the net. So just a bit of anticipation there. Hey, Shox is going for the big boost. That's fine. I'm going to just grab a pad and just stay around here and hover if I need to. Usually I like to just float around crossbar height if their air dribble's nice and high. So just get it away from the net and over the net. So here's another situation. I'm ready for that. I'm in this position where I'm flexible to the ball. I can just cut it off, take the ball there. Ooh, if I'm a little more calm here, I can get a goal for sure. Didn't get around the ball properly. Ooh, Shox needs to be a little careful there. So I was really far away. Typically, when you're in this position, you can kind of know that your teammate's going to go for the back boost. So you need to know the distances between your teammates. Anyway, I just hover in the air there. And together we're able to defend the shot. And he passes back. I'm not going to waste my boost. I'll hover if I need. He actually ends up faking low, so I get all ball. Okay, here's a little dangerous, but it's just a 1v1 flick. And then I have to cover here off the back wall. Get a free boost. That's 1v1 if he takes time. It looks like he rushed it for the shot. Okay, so I'm just going to back off here, let my teammate disrupt. He does a really good job just killing him. And then I get killed, but no one can score because there's only one player on the pitch, and it's the guy that challenged me. Nice little play from my teammate here. Now this is going into the corner. I'm just going to have this boost. Now I think my teammate's going to go all the way back, so I'm going to be a little careful. Now I can jump on the way back just to get him off the ball, but also I'm recovering onto defense. So there's a huge recovery portion whenever you're jumping backwards like that. Shutting down attacks, but also recovering nicely. Okay, this could be a little dangerous. Let's see if I need to jump up. He loses possession of the ball, so we're okay. Now I was just a little scared there that there's going to be a double demo attempt, so I just got a little more close just to get out of sight of Hammy Crackers there. Alright, gonna fake. You see how they're all reading me? They're all sideways. So I'm gonna dish for a pass. We're on the same page. I thought it was a good play. It was a good read on the situation. So eyes on my teammate here. This, if it's over the net, it's his. Looks good there. Just need to cover this in case the other guy's going for the shot. Good follow up from my teammate here. Now I know I don't have a teammate to work with, so I'm not gonna do a low 50. Just pop it up in the air. He goes for an air dribble. Teammate's hovering, so as soon as Hammy releases that ball, I go for the shot. I like to be in a sideways position there. That way, if there's a bad situation and continues air dribbling, I just keep on going to net. If it's good, I turn left, realize I had the beat, get the free shot. So far, we've done a really good job just shutting down all the opponent's air dribbles and solo plays. Working really well as a unit here, me and Shox. So I need him to challenge here for me, thank you. And that looks extremely telegraphed that he's going to take it onto the air, so I just go off the ceiling. Now that's a great first touch, great double. So they actually forfeit here at 3-0. Makes sense. It's kind of hard to come back from that scoreline with only a minute and a half left. But that's a nice high-level lobby where I showed, I can hang out defensively, and get by on just like good anticipation, good reads on offense. Got a couple goals there. They're pretty opportunistic. That's really what high level 2s is for the most part. Like, even into the top 100, it's like that. There's only maybe 20 players in the world that you can say are extremely consistent mechanically to the point that they can score at will, and they'll score multiple high level, you know, flashy solo play kind of goals in a game, even in 2s. So it's not that difficult to hang out in a lobby, but to be at that level where you're dominating offensively, so tough. Even when you look at 1s, right, like the best players, Ross, Moxie, Cosmic, these guys don't have flashy mechanics. And then you look at 2s, and Monkey Moon is a rank 1, doesn't have flashy mechanics. It's a lot of just defensive positioning, pressure on the ball, being a pest when you're near the ball, and having good fundamentals, like striking well, flicking well, that kind of thing. So one of the things I've noticed, because I started the season really late, and I was in the 1600s for a while before I eventually grinded out, is that the lower level players are going to be a little more suspect defensively, especially with the decision making. They're going to do things that don't seem super logical. Like, they'll dive at a ball, and you're not connected with your teammates, so they leave you in a one-on-one, stuff like that. Or, you know, here's a good logic, right? The goal's in the middle of the pitch, so they'll dive at something in the corner, which has no chance of scoring, and I'm not going for a bump because I think they'll manage that situation. In a high-level lobby, they will, right? So there's a lot more trust. You know, that's probably one of the reasons why I'm trying to work a little harder offensively. You know, doing a lot of my car control routines, have been really consistent with that for 2 weeks now. Been getting a lot sharper because I want to carry more of the offensive load and solve games where I can't just rely on my defense. Anyway, back into a really high level lobby. Geez, everyone is close to 2k MMR, so this is going to be a really tough one. Okay, I see he's backed off, so I'm not going to double tap or take it fast. I'm going to do a little flip reset. Got a bad bounce off the post. Maybe a scoreable, I'm not sure. Alright, do not want to 50 here. If I 50, he's going to rip through, he's going to demo my teammate, so I usually like to fake the challenge and then just touch it with the butt there. Great flick from a teammate. Left side of the goal is open, just going to place it. Good stuff. One thing I'm noticing with Sharks, loves to dribble, really good at doing it, so I'm going to play off of that a little bit. Okay, Sharks did not get the boost, so I think I should hover here. In hindsight, that's actually a bad read. He didn't spawn quick enough, so I don't have support, so I need to stay on the ground and try to defend that on the goal line if possible. Okay, they have the boost. Okay, just looking at my teammate. Don't want to bump him if he's going for that back corner. Just going to hover here, get him off the ball. Just going to get behind here to support 50s, low 50s, that sort of thing. Anytime you see your teammate pushing the ball and there's opponent pressure nearby, I like to just get behind the play, make sure I'm there to support any losses or anything. Ooh, close. Alright, I think he's going to go on ceiling, so I'm going to fake. Just like the first game. Right, he comes out. He's panicking. Maybe I can get a bump here. Look for a little bump. Okay, if not, I'm floating in the air. Just cut that off. Gonna pick up some pads here. Keep an eye on the opponent on my left. He's passed it down. Okay, this is not too dangerous, especially when he hits it in the corner. That just removes all the threat I feel on net, all the pressure, so we're okay. Just got a fake challenge here. I was kind of panicked at that one, but we should be okay. Not gonna chase that out, just grab some boost. Might have to hover here. I see my teammates kind of floating. He's rushing to the back wall, and that's really like the team behavior that you want. One is going to float around crossbar height, the other is going to go to back wall, and then you can force it high to your teammate. Okay, so I'm in a bit of trouble here, so I'm just going to shadow back, wait for my teammate to get back. He does a really good job cutting the play off. I think with lower level 2s, it's a lot of like taking turns, you know, it's like second man, okay, you're going to go to first. The other guy goes to the back of the rotation. In higher level games, it's a lot of backing off and letting the top guy have priority in cutting the play, disrupting, getting players off the ball. It's just more efficient. So something you can try to do in your own lobbies. Right, just watching the angle on the net. Right, as the angle shrinks, I'm feeling more and more calm. Shrinking the angle to my net as well. That's defensive angles 101. So good pinch shot. They have a counter here, so I need to be careful. Ooh, that was not a good challenge. Might be able to get back. They look a little confused, out of sorts here. If you notice Hammy's positioning, he's like not pointing towards net, so he's not threatening at all. So I'm just covering the pass. The other guy backed off. That's when I would go for the challenge. There's no risk in that situation. I'm trying to push this ball quickly. Thought that it may be a challenge there. Could have kept it close. But I'm just going to hover here. Okay, that goes wide. Nice. Now we have a counterattack situation. Try to bump him on the way back. Ooh, very good save from the opponents. I'm going to take this up the wall. See what I can do. That's a nice dodge. Make sure I grab their boost. I might turn here. Try to pop it over one. Fake over the second. Good fake for my teammate. Need to be careful here. I don't know where my teammate is here, so I'm trying to look for him. I'm going to hover in the air. Ooh, that was very dangerous. That was one moment where I felt like we were very exposed. Prefer my teammate to be on the back wall and I can just force it high like I did there. Okay, make sure I don't dive. I want to stay in the play. He takes it into me, that's fine. I'm going to fake around here. Make sure he doesn't get an air dribble, so I try to put pressure with the flip. Try to bump him. Great control from teammate. He gets killed. I need to be careful here. Okay, he's just giving it away, so don't panic. Make sure I hit it into the corner. He's got to make the save here. Honestly, at this point, we should just play for OT. That's very obvious. Easy to cut that one out. Couldn't see him. Wanted to know if I was going to get dunked, so I just played it slow. There's not a lot of time on the clock, so a good block will still play relatively safe, even if I get obliterated on the dunk like that. Alright, let's see what Shock's cooking up here. Almost gets the goal. My defensive angle is really important here. I'm going to need him to disrupt, and I'll try to clean up. Okay, so we survive. I know he's at 0, so I'm just going to bang away the ball. Since I was so low as well, I'm just going to get 100. He gets 100. Okay, and then we're just going to set up. Let's see if he controls it. He does not. He gets a pass. This is a little dangerous. Not a double tap, so we're okay. Gonna try to dribble. Now, I've actually taken this way too fast. I need to slow that dribble down a little bit. I can keep it on the ground, that's fine. Just to protect myself from the dunk. But since I've gone so fast, the demo didn't materialize. I try to wall stop here. Bad first touch. Bad dodge control, so we'll just pop out of there. Make sure I'm behind the play. I think Shocks is low boost here, so I need to get close to support for the next challenge. Or is he low boost? That's very, very patient. He reads that situation where Hammy's over defending that high air dribble, and he just takes it down, attacks right at him. I don't think Hammy had that much boost. Gets sped up, and then attacks the net with speed. So we talked about that principle in ones. You know, attacking the net with speed forces opponents into decisions. You put a lot of pressure on them. Great little dribble from Shocks. So, 2 really high-level lobbies. Defending really well offensively. Just being opportunistic. This is exactly what I want. I'm very happy with those 2 games. Okay, so I've got some questions about how I play 2s and how do I do my defensive angles and whatnot in there. And I'll try to make this as very simple in terms of logic as possible. So we start from the basic. Where is the goal? The goal is on the ground. It's central. Therefore, what you want to do on defense is either force the play wide away from net towards the corners where there's a small angle towards net, or you want to force the play high since the goal's on the ground. So that explains why I hover across bar height as first man. Think about an air dribble that is starting very far away. They go very, very high, and to score, they have to dip down below the crossbar. So if you hover at crossbar height, you're not letting them dip down below the crossbar, and they have to go above you. So they start going for the double tap. That's where the second man comes in, and he's usually going to be back wall. He can read it from the ground. But if he's back wall, he can just clean up the double tap attempt very easily. And then the second thing I do is, as second man, I like to shadow, and the first man disrupts the play. So try not to overcommit. Try to maintain a good connection with your teammate. Try not to waste all your boost on your offensive push. Be able to disrupt on the way back. Instead of taking turns, like you see in a low-level lobby, they go, okay, I was first man, so I'm going to go second. I'm going to go all the way behind you. On the way back, try to defend. So whenever you're playing with a friend or a teammate, try to have that communication where that first is cutting the play and he's directing the play wide if he can, or high if he can. And the second man is just shadowing and maintaining good defensive angles, just like in my 1v1 defensive angles video. The third thing I like to do is, as second man, you need to prepare yourself for best case scenario, which is, I need to turn and go for the shot, and worst case scenario, I need to defend the net, basically. How you do that is mostly you're in a position to be sideways. If it's a good situation, you turn towards the ball. If it's a bad situation, you shadow and you turn away from the ball. Really simple. That's why flex positioning, that sideways positioning, is so prevalent in high level 2s. Look out for it. Look at Monkey Moon. He's #1 rank. Not super flashy with his mechanics. That's what he does. Alright, into game 3. This is lobby that's much closer to my level. We still have Shocks on the team, so it's going to be tough. But I know Alfaro, I've played a bunch of games with him today. This guy is a baller on the ground. He flicks so well with that car. So whenever he's dribbling, I can just let him cook, really. Very, very unpredictable player. Already flicking the ball. He's going for a nice little bump here, but I need to just shadow. Okay, I can be the guy disrupting here. My teammate's behind. Looks like he has a free ball. That should be fine. I'm just going to grab the boost on the right here. I'm going to slow this play down. Fake. This is one of my favorite shots. It's like you fake the arrow shot, freezes them. You do the double jump, and then you have a free shot. It's like an arrow shot fake. Just going to look at the ground here. Teammate looks like he's going to go for that. Forces to me. Felt like I was going to die there if I went for it. So here, I'm going to hover at crossbar height, just like we talked about. There we go. This time I get all ball. Teammate was behind me, ready to go onto the back wall there. So no one is hovering here, so I'm just going to try to attack with an air dribble. Couldn't get it over him. Grab the boost here. This could be a little bit dangerous. Yep, it's very dangerous. I'm wanting to shadow as much as I can, try to get him back to disrupt, but he attacked with speed. I couldn't really get a good angle. I was completely backwards, and it was very tough to save there. That's why it's important when you're doing your attacks, like from my teammate's perspective, don't go all in on a shot. Try to have a way of recovering back quickly. Ooh, little bump, might be. So we'll just take this nice and wide, away from our net. He needs to go first. He forces right to me. That's good. Fake the hit. Let's attack him with speed. I need to go a little more. I got a little nervous since I couldn't see him through the ball. And that's why I flicked it so early. Anyway, just hit this in, keep some pressure. Not committing on anything. Fake, fake, fake. He's always in a good position there behind the ball. Ooh, pretty bad, but this is forced wide, so we're okay. Should be able to handle this. To save my 24 boost that I have. Looks like my teammate wants to take over this, so that's fine. I'll just come back. Alright. Let's see if he has an air dribble. If he does, then I need to hover. Oops. So, just going to be mindful that my teammate's pretty low boost. Anyway, this is not on the net. He's jumping from the middle of the pitch towards the corner, so we're totally fine. Push this ball out. Try to speed up here. Just grab the boost. And I'm going to get out here, I think. Oh, he's reading this. A little unpredictable play, and we get the goal. Now the opponent, right, that's the third point I was talking about in the intermission, is be in a position where you're sideways as second man. If it's a good situation, you turn to the bull. All right, he's completely nose forward. He couldn't deal with the unpredictable play. It shouldn't really not be a goal. So here, I just get this feeling I'm going to overcommit if I go for that ball. It's a bad angle of attack, so I'm just going to grab the boost, disrupt on the way back, watch my teammate here, just kill him, completely solve that situation. Maybe we can get possession and attack. You know, I think it too is like conceding ground is not that bad. You know, if you ever watch Flakes, he's always saying like get them to hit the ball away from themselves, get the possession for free, that kind of thing. Going all the way back and then restarting with a counterattack is totally fine in twos, and it's something you have to do quite a bit. In threes, you know, keeping the ball in their half is a lot more important. Anyway, teammate's dead, so I'm trying to delay as much as possible, then hover, crossbar height at the very end. Teammate will probably slide in behind after that. Let's see if he goes. Just need to be sideways here, since it was an unpredictable 50. Okay. Didn't anticipate the miss from the opponent, so I was a little late on the shot, but just didn't want to overcommit. I'm just having a look at my teammate. He seems pretty static, so I just want him to move forward, disrupt the play. Whoops, back control. I wanted to control that with on the ground. He was backwards, so I wanted to run into him, maybe do a low 50. But able to get back, disrupt the play there. Just a boom, just get some boost here. And whenever there's a dribble here, I like to get really close, apply some pressure. That's an all-in challenge, trying to disrupt the play, so now I have to shadow. He does rush back. Great save. A little lucky there. Anyway, try to get like a solo play here. That's a very heavy touch, so I'm just gonna... So I don't know where my teammate is. I need to be careful here. Oof, that is a bad 50. And we should have got scored on there. I think that's just a good time to just do a fake challenge. There's nothing cooking from the sidewall. They're not gonna score unless I 50 at middle. So even if I can't see my teammate, I need to remain calm in those situations. Keep fake challenging. Get them to hit the ball away from themselves. As Flakes would say. Ooh. Just able to recover to this. I think with all the dodge controls I was getting today, I was feeling a little overconfident. Got a really poor touch on that last one. I need to just roll this up the wall. That's a slim angle of attack. He touches that out, so I'm just going to put pressure on the pass. And there we go. That's going to end this video. Hopefully that was enlightening. I know some of you are curious about my twos play style. That's what it looks like. I enjoyed, you know, really executing defensively and just being a little opportunistic on offense. I have enough to get by for now. I'm going to definitely work on my mechanics a little bit more as we move into future videos. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you on the weekend for another tutorial.